Start now. We be done around 1, 2, something like that. You know, for the life of me, I don't understand how Christians can be so comfortable with God and their relationship with God and not see the promises of God in their life. Because our faithfulness and our loyalty is not proof our God is real. Because you could be bamboozled. You could be hoodwinked. So in order for us to show the world and other religions that our God reigns, there must be manifestation in our life. It's hard to promote something that ain't working for you. You can't push a product that you can't get to work for yourself.
Amen. Right.
Now, granted, God appreciates your faithfulness and your love, but if we're really going to be the church of the living God, then we have to have the Word of God manifest in our life. Amen. You can't die of sicknesses, right? You can't die broke and all this other stuff. All right. I want to show you a clip. In this clip, there was a sister who went in to rescue her brother. Her brother was a prince, and he was captured. And being captured, the enemy brainwashed him that he was something that he wasn't. Changed his name, and his actual name was Theodore. What's his name? Theon. And the enemy captured him and brainwashed him that he thought his name now was real. When his sister came to rescue him, you're going to see in this clip, when his sister came to rescue him, he was so brainwashed, he resisted the fight to set him free. And he was more comfortable in what the environment that he had been in so long had made him, that he could not even fight with the people that was coming to set him free. If he had joined the fight, if he had became a part of the resistance to this is not who I am, he could have been free a long time before it actually happened for him. So I want you to see the clip. I want you to pay attention. All right. I want you to see. I don't know if Walton was able to brighten it up at all, because it was kind of dark when I saw it.
We're going home. We're going home. God, it's me. Yara.
You can't take me. Tell him. Tell me you couldn't take me.
I'm not tricking you, Theon. I'm saving you.
No, Theon. Read here. Read. The name is Reed. What's in here? Exact.
Help me with him. You're Theon, you brainwave.
This is turning into a lovely...
oh, that's kind of violent. It ain't no more than David chopping the live head off and walking around with it for 6 days. So that's not violent. So I want to show you something what happens here. His sister comes, you can take that down. His sister comes and rescue him. You notice what he did. He bit her hand to go back to his comfort zone. And this is what I'm telling you, is that when I get up to teach and to preach you the word of God, don't you resist me. Because I'm coming to take you from a place you have no business being in the first place.
Right.
Some of you are in cages where you have low self-esteem. your money is not right. You see sicknesses in your family. You come from a place where there's no peace, no joy, there's no happiness. So when I get up and declare, by Jesus' stripes you're healed, you don't revert, man. You don't resist me and go back to a place of, well, I'll depend on what the doctor said. If I say you have no business being broke, poor, and coming up short and bouncing checks, if I tell you that, I don't want you to resist me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because in order for God to bring you to a new place in Him, you got to get to a place that God is my mic on? You got to get to a place that God is actually allowing you to embrace the help. I'm here to bring you to a new place. I'm here to tell you you're the head, not the tail. I'm here to tell you no matter what you've been through, God got a better tomorrow than your yesterday. I don't care how the clouds may hang. I'm here to tell you the sun is going to shine in your backyard. So when I tell you that, don't resist me. Get on board with me. So when the fight breaks out to set you free, the fight breaks out to bring you to another level in God. Don't you start resisting because of your experience in life. Don't you resist what I'm teaching because of what you've been. Your experience don't override the Word of God. Come on, y'all gonna say amen to me. What you've been through don't override the Word of God. Who let you down? Who disappointed you? Who lied on you? Who stole from you? I don't care nothing about your upbringing. I don't care if you don't know who your daddy was. What God's Word says overrides what you went through. Amen to that. So we got to get to the place now that we have to understand that God is going to send a rescue team for me. The worship that goes forth is a rescue team to bring you from where you at to where God wants you to be. Are you listening? So when you hear the truth, I got to embrace it, and I got to fight the good fight of faith. See, this is what you have to understand. At some point in your life, you got to accept the fact, I'd rather die fighting for what's mine than to get comfortable with what somebody else told me I ought to have.
That's right.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Marcus Garvey said it plainly. He said, I'd rather die on my feet than die on my knees. Come on. You cannot allow your oppressor, the enemy, to come in and start telling you things about your life, and as if your life can't be made better. Not only can it be, it will be. Come on now. Turn to your neighbor and say, no losers on this road. No losers on this road. So you got to get to the place that I want to see the awesomeness of God in my life. It's not just about shouting and flipping and tearing up church furniture. You need manifestation. It's not about you just how well you can dress to come to church. I don't even know they had this thing. A young lady she had sent me a message one time on Facebook. She said, I was watching your video. She said, I can't believe you had jeans on in church. She said, I believe we ought to give God our best. If your best is in your wardrobe, in your closet, you ain't giving God nothing. Are you listening to me? So I don't like downplay how I come as if it's not important. But I know how I dress. I need to be presentable. But I can't come trying to impress God. No, you come on now. I mean, first off, if you really want to impress God, the very best that's in the earth is what you should have on.
That's right.
So it's not just cotton, it got to be Egyptian cotton. Come on, you see? There's a big difference. A big difference between, I remember we was living we was in Willowboro, and my neighbor, he had a tailor. He got all his clothes tailor-made. So he sent his tailor over to me. And so the tailor come over and he said, hey, oh, this is the shirt, this is the material. I said, oh, this is great. I'm glad Ray sent you over. I said, now how much is the shirt? He said, the shirt is $4.50. You in the wrong house. So if we really trying to impress God, you can't be buying off the rack.
That's right.
Are you listening? So don't come here dressed a certain way thinking you're impressing anybody. When you want to give God something, give Him what's in your heart. That's honorable in His sight, not your wardrobe. Are you listening to me? So let's get into this. I want you to hear from God so that your life can be made better. All right? I want you to hear this. Because there's so many things in your life God got to pull you up. Because you got to represent the kingdom of God. Without proper representation, nobody's going to come. Listen, you go to Home Depot because you need some type of home material, supply, something dealing relevant with a home. You don't go into a shoe store looking for plywood. My wife's the only one that can find shoes at Home Depot. She'll come out that aisle talking about, what you think of these? Where you get them from? No, No. You go, listen, based off what you're advertising will determine on whether or not people, now, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything, but how you look, and this is something that you have to understand, all right? All of us look different, dress different, some of us pretty, some of us prettier, all right? So don't get upset. How you look will sell more of your product than your product.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Your image means everything.
Yes, it does.
All right? I don't care how strong your product is. And talking about something, yeah, I'm telling you, this here glue, your weave ain't gonna go nowhere. You go to bend over to pick up something and it slide right on your head. They say, well, what are you selling? Because you need to represent what you, come on.
Right.
People will look at you and sum up whether or not they want what you sell.
Amen.
I had a friend, he had a clothing store, and it was going through some financial turmoil. So he called me and asked me would I be willing to invest. So I went in, he had another partner, and I went in there, and when I went in, his partner's shoes was dirty. Now y'all say that don't mean nothing, but you can't, listen, I'm looking at you, you don't represent what you're trying to sell. You can't, I don't care if you're the best talent in the world. You can't come to work with dust on your shoe.
That's right.
Now granted, he could have had a legitimate reason, but then he should also have a legitimate towel or something. Somebody, I don't know what he was going to get. So God needs you to look like he's real.
Amen.
Are you listening? Amen. You can't be out with your head hung down low. Nobody can know who like you, who don't like you.
Amen.
Don't come to me with that garbage.
Amen.
Because the moment that people's opinion of you means more than what God say about you, you already defeated.
Amen. That's right. True.
I don't live my life for people that like me. You don't have to like me.
That's right.
You know, I don't really care too much about that. As long as you don't touch me.
Right.
I'm getting there where people can say what they want and I'll ignore them. Just keep on moving.
Right.
I'm almost there. As long as you don't physically touch me.
Amen.
See, and now you have to understand, God needs you to represent him, not so much what you think, how you feel, but God needs you to represent him that when stupid people say stupid things, you don't become stupid to relate to them.
That's right.
To represent God, meaning I can't look like what's coming up against me.
That's right. Amen.
So why somebody lie on you? People lie on you because they're jealous of you. They want to be you. They wish they were you. They wish they had what you had. They see your freedom.
Yes. Amen.
So people start lying on you, saying things about you, because there's something about you they wish they had.
Right. That's true.
Don't nobody just sit there and make up a lie for no reason.
Right.
So people lying on you and all sorts of stuff, well, you got to get to the point. My response is what glorified God. Well, not me proving that what they said is a lie or truth.
Right. Amen.
I told y'all this before. I was spending time with my cousin in Vegas, and my cousin said to me that, such and certain family members had started spreading rumors that I was once gay, and then Yolanda came to my life and made me straight. Right? And so I don't know what kind of response Skip was looking for. I love Skip. I don't know what kind of response Skip was looking for, but I told Skip, whether I'm gay or not is irrelevant.
Right.
Why did you reject? Why am I rejected, even if I was gay?
Right.
So me being gay is irrelevant. That has nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
There's something else deeper. Because we got other gay people in our family, and everybody is cool with them. What's special about me?
Right.
If I was. So when people say things like that, I ain't got to go on no campaign to prove who I am, what I represent, and all this other stuff.
That's right.
Talking about Yolanda brought me out when you lost. God, please. No, it just wasn't like that. But I'm not about to dispute. My only question is, why can't you love me no matter what I am? If you can't love me the way I am, well, the problem is not what I am, the problem is who you are. So you got to get to the place that my response to people is what's going to glorify God. And I got to make sure my response line up with the Word of God. Are y'all listening to me? Go to Proverbs 23:7. I believe without spiritual guidance, you will never know who you really are. Amen. I don't care about your history, your heritage, your black history, your stuck in between slavery and freedom history, civil rights. I don't care about it. Without spiritual guidance, I don't think you'll ever know who you really are.
Amen.
I also believe that it is the enemy's plan, the devil's plan at your birth. He was trying to derail the plans God had for your life. From the moment you were born. God said he had a conversation with you before you was conceived in your mother's womb. If you don't know what that conversation was and what it was about, then you don't know what God really wants from you. Are you listening to me? So now I got to get to the place that I know from birth that the devil is coming after me. Now he could have used anybody, anything that will try to sabotage what God wants to do in your life. Right. So what your mama was retarded. But now that you clear-headed, what you gonna do? Right. He said, well, my daddy said he was coming at 7. It's been 17 years, he still ain't show up. Okay, all right, I'm sorry about that. Wow. Because you can't keep trying to find people to lick your wounds. Right. At some point, you got to accept the fact he didn't show up. That's right. He ain't going to show up. Right. You know, sometimes you know, people talking about something. You have to accept the fact that your father is not coming. Well, I mean, it don't take them, come on now. It don't take a whole lot to figure that out. Right. See, you're always looking for somebody to be sensitive to you instead of somebody shaking you and saying, we got to go. That's right. People, you see the movies, you know, and something happened, and they be like, no, no. Listen, I'm calling you one time. They call you one time, I don't care. I'll tell you one time, say, Yolanda, let's go. I can't leave. I'm going. I'm going. Nobody about to be sitting there trying to drag you out no fire and all this stuff, talking about my precious stuff. No, I'm gone. Right. Only on Hollywood they be sitting there dragging you and crying and hollering and no, listen, we have to go. No, please, somebody chasing you. And you gotta come on now. Right, it's true. So me, you banks a hole and go running. Holding gets shot. One Holding gets shot, he down, like he done. Once I put my finger, I don't know what I'm feeling for, but I seen it on TV. Once I put my fingers to his neck, and he don't say nothing, we got to go, bro. Now you guys can be sitting up there talking about something, we gonna pray him back. Listen, if you can pray him back, you can catch him too. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna be sitting there being all theatric and all that stuff. Some of y'all so caught, you think you're not drama driven, but every time you have a problem, you want a whole party around what you're going through. You invite all your friends that lick your wounds. All your friends that gonna tell you how the other people. Somebody need to grab you and say, you need to get over this, baby. That's right. Amen. I can't believe he left me like this. He left you, he ain't here. But I don't understand why you can't believe it. You don't need no faith. He ain't here, is he? He gone. He done moved in at your sister's house. And she did that. She did. So what you gonna do? Get off the roof, stupid. We got what you here for. I mean, I can't take you no more. Yeah, you can. You will take some more. Yes. Come on in. Come in off the ledge. I'm not going out there to talk to you. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. You be sitting up here, standing on the ledge, talking about something. I can't do it. I'm going to stand back. You know, jokers, they try to change their mind when they're in the air, and they start grabbing stuff. You won't grab me. Hey, listen here. Come off the edge. Come on off. Now, if you don't come off, you understand? I'll leave you right there. I ain't get on the ledge like they do on TV, just walk on the ledge, hold my hand. We gonna don't touch me. I'm here to talk to you. Hear what I'm saying. If my words don't change your mind, then you jump. You got to know I'm gonna live my life no matter what the devil has done in my past. Some of you are so distraught about what you have become and what the devil has done. You won't even fight to be greater because you feel like there's a lid on your life. Last week we talked about the chain on your life. If the devil got a chain on your life, you need to celebrate because the chain says, I have greater potential. Somebody know I can do more than what I'm doing, so you got to chain me down. So when you chain me down, it's because you see greater in me. Come on now. That devil ain't that stupid. That's why he put the wrong person in your life at that set time. Because he knew if I don't put that chain on them right now, they're going to be greater than they ever thought they could have been. I need to tell you. Listen to me. When you go to do something and you feel the resistance, you need to get the glad. Somebody knows greater is on the inside of me. Are you listening to me? Let me get y'all in Proverbs 23 and 7. Look what it says. For he is the kind of person who is always thinking about the cost. I don't like this translation. Just give me the King James Version, because this is won't take too much explaining. King James Version. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Yeah. There is one translation said, the way he thinks is who he really is. Right. Mm-hmm. How you think about yourself, how you see yourself. Right. I don't care how much money is in your bank. What does the Bible say about you? Right. I I don't care what's it, hereditary, your mama had it, your grandmama had it. It stops with you.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
You say, yeah, my daddy, you know, he had 10 babies, didn't take care of them. And my grandfather, he had 15 babies and didn't take care of them. And well, you need wrong.
Right.
Because I think you start starting to use that as a get out of jail free card.
Right.
Just because you come from mess, don't mean you got to live in mess. So I got to get to the place, I got to watch my thinking. This is a time of honesty for yourself. How do you see yourself? How do you push yourself in the world? How do you, when you sit and think about your future, do you smile or do you cry? Because if you listen to the devil, he's going to tell you you're going to run out of money by the end of the month. I'll tell you right now. Ain't nothing going to work for you. This ain't like, and you start sitting up there, get all sad and depressed. Then the Lord, don't start turning on some music.
Right.
Music tickles your emotion. Some people mistake music for the Holy Ghost, but they ain't the Holy Ghost. It's just your emotions and the words of the song. And then all of a sudden, when you think you got a little money, then you change the music. And you change your mood. You start getting a little chippery, a little happy. And no. I cannot determine whether I'm going to be happy or sad by how much money I got. If you believe the devil that you're going to run out of money, guess what's going to happen? You're going to run out of money.
That's right.
See, some of the things that when you start thinking and seeing yourself in a different light, you start seeing yourself in a way that is not becoming to God. It almost say God ain't real. Come on. If you see yourself downtrodden to myself, child, I'm getting late in the evening. I ain't married yet. So all right. So I mean, just because you're 62 don't mean you somebody out there. You got to just keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. But because I'm not married, I'm not about to go in some pity party.
Right.
What's wrong with me? What? Stop that.
Right.
We ain't doing that. We're not about to sit around and what's wrong with me party. Hey, they will get that quiet. So what? Listen to me. The problem most of you can't receive from God because you allow what you possess to control who you are and not the Word of God. You say you believe God's Word. You say you love God. But the moment you look at your car, you start crying. All I did for you, God, you ain't. Listen here. See, the moment that car becomes just a means of transportation and has nothing to do with my praise, has nothing to do with my joy, has nothing to do with my peace, that's when God can bless you. See, the moment your joy is locked up in materialism, you'll be surprised how you'll mistreat people that got less than you. Oh, you've already given materialism a certain amount of value. Because you don't have it, you say. So when other people don't have it, you think you got something better than what they got. Well, I know I'm preaching better than you saying amen. Come on. So now I got to make sure where I live don't determine whether or not I'm going to have joy. I got to make sure what I drive don't determine whether I have joy. I got to make sure the money I got in my pocket don't determine whether I have joy. When I think back and see where God brought me from, where I should have been dead, sleeping in my grave, when I think back on all the bad things that happened in my life, and I know God has been good to me, and I got something better than thank you for. Listen to me. So I got to watch what I'm thinking. If I think wrong, I'm going to bring wrong into my life. If I think wrong, I'm going to bring wrong into my life. If you see yourself the wrong way, you'll usher in the wrong people in your life. If you don't know that you're a queen, you'll be looking for a peasant. Talking about why you didn't ask to marry me. I never thought it'd get that quiet. But even, some of y'all say, listen here, I got to get what I can get while I can get it. Listen, before you jump the broom, you need to know who you are. The Bible said, I saw prince walking and slaves on horseback. Listen to me, there's nothing worse than the wrong people celebrating what you're supposed to be enjoying. So I got to get to the place that I'm not going to allow the enemy to make me think wrong. My thinking got to be right. My thinking got to be 100. If I'm thinking wrong, I'm going to bring the wrong faith. Your environment and words will change your life for good or for bad. Your environment and your words. Most people, see, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth gonna speak. That's Bible. Say amen to that. So when you're brought up a certain way, you start responding to problems a certain way. So you say, some of you will say, you know, I don't have no money. So when you say I don't have no money, you'll start thinking that I'm going to get me 5 jobs. They said, well, you ain't going to be able to come to church. They said, well, church ain't paying my bills anyway. That's what you're saying. Because listen, what you got to understand, you brought up on if you can't make it happen, it ain't going to happen.
Right.
See, God wants you to do your part. But when you do your part, you got to always open your mind up for him to step in.
That's right.
If your goal is what you can accomplish on your own, then you ain't got a goal with that God is getting glory.
That's right. That's right.
If you can reach 6 feet, then your goal need to be 8 feet.
Right.
And the more spiritual you become, the higher your goal need to be.
Yes.
Listen, your goal need to be so obvious that if God don't do it, everybody gonna know.
Yes. Amen.
Everybody gonna know that it's impossible for me in the position I'm in, for me to try to obtain this.
Yes.
I need the help of God.
Yes. Right.
So you gotta get to the place that not only is my thinking, but I gotta make sure my environment. I got to look and be honest. Look at your history, where you were brought up. The household you were brought up in, how you responded to your siblings, how your mother fought, all this you got to look at. Why? Because that has a part of who you are today.
Yeah.
And I got to make sure I don't bring garbage over into glory land.
That's right. That's right.
Are you listening to me? Listen, where I was brought up in Brooklyn, you had to defend yourself. We didn't rely on the police. No, you didn't. When I was coming up, a fist fight can break out and the police will drive by and won't even stop. That's how it was. Now, you scream too loud. You have 15 police cars. And somebody might leave here. So I'm brought up that I got to defend myself. I'm brought up, y'all know my testimony, so nobody got to look buck at it. I never sold drugs. Y'all know I sold guns. So if I didn't have a gun on me, I felt vulnerable. I felt like at any moment, the devil can come and do something to me. Trusting God became a struggle for me. Oh, the only way I'm going to be safe, I got to be able to protect myself. See, you got to start looking at where you come from and what is still on you that you need to change.
True. That's true.
Are you listening to me? If your mother, your father wasn't there for you, if somebody was an alcoholic or a drug addict, you got to make sure I don't bring anything that was over there over here in the glory land.
Amen.
I got to make sure that, that God is going to use me in a way that I won't allow the enemy to take what he put me through to make it part of who I am today.
Amen.
So I got to make sure that my environment and my words line up. Go with me if you will. Psalms 1, verse 1 through 3. Psalms 1, verses 1 through 3. Because listen to me, you know what's in your heart by the company you enjoy.
Amen. That's right. True.
If you ain't see that, but people always caught up in mess. They say, oh no, I didn't say it. But you always looking for something to hear.
Right.
Amen.
That's right.
Your ears are always itching. You always, you say, well, one thing, I don't get into nobody's business, but you don't mind hearing other people's business.
Right. Right.
But nobody asked you who was in the hotel.
Right. Right.
You don't have, see, here's the thing. The information you got, whether it's true or false, is irrelevant.
Right.
What's your intentions with that information?
Right.
Are you listening?
Yes.
What is your intentions with that information?
Amen.
If your intention is just to spread discord among the brethren, God said he hates you.
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Amen.
If your intention is to try to make somebody else look bad so you can look good, you need to know you got a problem within yourself.
That's right. Amen.
You know what? Here's the truth. Here's just the truth. There's very few circles that I've been in that we can talk about somebody's negative for their benefit.
Amen.
No, I mean, well, you know, the men department we got here, if we talking about your negative, you just in front of you.
Right.
Right.
And it's for your benefit.
Right.
Most men can't handle that. Most men can't handle that. Most men can't stand, you know, they look for homies and buddies that just support their foolishness.
Right.
Man, she should know you need a break. You done worked all week. You did all this. You need to be able to go out, man. Man, you women crazy. No, you need somebody to say, you listen here. Nobody caring about you worked all week. What you supposed to work all week for? You got a wife and kids. You supposed to work.
Amen.
And no, you don't get a break.
Right.
Yes.
What's wrong with you? You sit right there. You got 21 years. However old your baby is. Your baby 6 months. But you got 20 years, I don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
But you, listen, you got to ride it. You need somebody to tell you go home and be responsible.
That's
Not
right.
somebody tell you all what you qualify for.
That's right. Amen.
You can't have no girlfriends just chippering in your ear.
That's right.
Right.
You see, and America tried to tell y'all years ago, young kids don't know about this. She was fine when he brought her over here. And then all of a sudden, we started meeting these American women. And she said, half. Eddie, I want half. Where do you get that from? Watch your environment. Make sure the people you hang around is not supporting something in your life that's supposed to die.
That's right.
Are you listening to me? You listen to me. You talk about you don't smoke weed, but you don't cough when you're in the circle. Everybody got something lit up, and you ain't coughing, you ain't gagging. You just in here. Secondhand smoke. One thing about me, I cut that weed loose. Yeah, but you always want to be. No, so you got to make sure I'm not embracing something and feeding something that's supposed to die. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. If they don't know God, don't ask them for help.
Right. That's right.
Are you listening? If they don't know God, don't ask them for help.
Right.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Talking about some girl, and then she said, and you didn't slap her. You should have slapped that D-racket. Ooh, girl, I would have. No, you don't need that. You understand?
Right.
Don't hang out with people that ain't as strong as you. Because you know that flesh in you won't come on now. Your flesh is willing not to fall and jump down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody come at you the wrong way, oh, I'm ready to slap the hell out of you. I've been wanting to slap you anyway. I just didn't have a legitimate reason. But now, you don't even like your own mama, but somebody says something about your mama, and you right there fighting. Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Come on. But his delight is in the law of God, of the Lord. And in his law doeth he meditate day and night. Go ahead to verse number 3. So how God want me to respond to problems is all I keep on my mind. I'm not going to slap her. I'm not going to, she asking for it, but I'm not going to give it to her. She want me to say, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Listen, when you don't go home and can't sleep because your flesh didn't get the victory. Your flesh want to just grab her by the weed. Come on now. You grab that little hair. You know what I'm saying? You listen, sometimes you got to walk away from fights because you ain't ready for no fight. You got all them braids and all that stuff. Man, them men swung you around, you think you're a helicopter. Oh, I'm telling you, man, I've seen some fights where you see all them braids laying on the ground. So, somebody gonna have some patches in their head. Come on. No. Your flesh won't let you sleep because you didn't respond based off your own nature. I should have slapped the hell out of that girl. She'll walk up on me and come at me and talk about me. No, but I can't do that. What I do is all night long I think about I responded in a way that's glorious in the sight of God. Now that sounds easier than it is to do.
Yes.
Some of y'all don't know how to fight anyway, so you just go ahead and embrace that. I represent the Lord. No, you don't know how to fight. It's really not a struggle for you. You don't know how to fight. My wife and I, we was talking about whether or not she know how to fight. She said she know how to fight. So I don't know, something happened or something like that. She told me, I'm going to come up there or something. And I told her, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Because if I got to run, I don't want to be dragging you along. You understand? I'm alive today, so I don't have no shame in running. So my wife was telling me she had how to fight. She said, well, you'll see. No, honey, you don't learn how to fight because you're upset. Can I tell you this? I'm going to tell you the truth. If you haven't been trained to fight and you have not been in a fight, you don't know how to fight. Just because you mad and snot running and you crying, that don't mean you know how to fight. When you wake up, you still going to have the same problem. Then before they knock you clean the hell out. Sit up there and think you having a leg shake. I told you. No, I tell you, sometimes we walk in the mall, I see some girl say this, I don't know what you're saying. Whatever that girl say to you, you just let her say it and shut up. Come on here. But you know, people got phones, they're going to record. And it isn't like we all on Facebook, both of us getting our butt whooped. So I know when I see her, I don't think I can whoop her. Why don't it make no sense me send my wife up there, you know what I'm saying? And both of us. No, listen to me. You got to get to the place that I'm going to allow who I am in God override what the devil's telling me what I ought to be. And he is like like a tree planted by the river of water. I'm going to tell you what this means. That bringeth forth fruit in its season. His leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever it doeth shall prosper. When you start living for God, God said, don't you ever think you're being defeated. Amen. Let him lie on you and walk away. God said, don't you ever think you're being defeated. Yes. But every time you do what I tell you to do, you're going to prosper. Yes. Are you listening to me? Yes. Now listen, I want you to see this. Shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. When a tree is by the rivers of water, no matter what the season is, no matter what drought comes, that tree digs deep into the ground and then turns toward the water. So when it looks like there's a drought, there's still water underneath the ground. Are you listening to me? So when God starts doing something in your life, he's saying, I'm going to give you a supply that others can't see. Are you listening to me? When you get to the place that God is saying, you'll be like a tree by the rivers of water that will bring forth fruit in this season. People will tell you where you should be, where you ought to be, where you could have been, but God said, in your season. Listen to me, I want you to catch this, because in your season, that's the time that God just blossoms you. See, Moses was prophesied that he was going to be a blessing. He was going to bring the children of Israel out. But the Bible said that he had to, for 40 years, he was being educated and groomed. For another 40 years, he was wandering around, trying to hide from Pharaoh. But the last 40 years, somebody said Moses kept up and walked up to Pharaoh. Say, yo, dog, God said that, see, when your season comes, there is no fear. When your season comes, you ain't got to show people what you wish you had. When your season comes, not only are you going to step out, God said, I'm going to make sure every eye will know you belong to me. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered the heart of man. What God's going to do in your life. Listen, I want you to get this. Because if I don't get you to express your true love to God, what's going to happen is you'll always, instead of you walking into your fullness, you'll always be walking into a fight. The fight will always be more about what I need and should have been doing instead of you doing it and receiving. You got to overcome the fight. You can't keep struggling. Paul said, I keep my flesh under. That means simply I know right from wrong, and I walk as if there is no fight, even when there is a fight. I can't stop and be still to analyze the fight. I got to keep moving. Let me get to this. I'm almost done. Oh man, I got about an hour to go. Come on. So now listen, I want you to get this. Depending on how much mental damage has been done to you, you might need to walk alone. What do I want to say? Because depending on your background, nobody thinks like you. Right. Nobody understands like you understand. Nobody see God like you see God. So therefore, I can't stay connected because I always go to the family cookout. Sometimes I may need to separate myself because I can't pervert what God is doing. I want you to get this. You got to get this. You got to hear me. When mental damage takes place in your life, not only do you must walk alone, but I must seek means to brainwash myself. I got to wash my brain out from the ways of my own nature. I got to get to the place that I'm not going to allow how I was brought up to override what God want to do. So I got to brainwash myself. I got to keep giving myself good information. And then I can't share my dream with everybody because some people might act like the Joseph brothers. That's right. Everybody don't want to see you do good. That's right. Listen, people have this thing, you know, Facebook is the place. Facebook is like barbershop talk. Y'all told y'all this before. My father had a barbershop. My stepfather had a barbershop. In the barbershop, you can be whatever you want to be. People come in the barbershop, they had 400 acres in Virginia and 300 acres in the barbershop. Right. In the barbershop, people give their opinion as if it's fact. But everybody know you don't know what you're talking about. Now I'm going to tell you something about Jimmy Carter. You know Jimmy Carter? Yeah, well, he was the president. That's about all that. Well, how are you going to tell me something? But because you're in the barbershop, you can be the greatest politician. Right. When you're in the barbershop, you're a lawyer. Right. You can be a doctor. You're in the barbershop. Facebook is like the barbershop. Right. People on Facebook trying to show others what I got. And somehow or another, they want people to celebrate what they got. Right. See, some things you got to stay quiet about. That's right. Are you listening to me? That's right. People will sabotage your life the best they can. Yes, see, some fights you don't need to fight. You just need to shut up. Won't nobody know it's a fight there to fight. Amen. That's true. People that don't like me. If I post all I had, if they didn't like me now, they might come for me. That's right. I mean, I'm gonna welcome them though. I'm gonna welcome them. I'm gonna leave the door crack. I'm gonna leave the door crack for you. But everything don't need to be told. Right. Are you listening?
Amen.
Because listen to me. You want to make sure everything I go through in life that I'm going to glorify God with it. I'm not going to use it to downplay the glory of God and how mighty I am. I need to stay humble.
Amen.
I need to let everybody know it's because of God. I'm almost through with this. I want to go to Genesis 13 and 14. Your greatest battle will not be with people, but with yourself. You are you.
Yes.
You control you.
Right.
You are the one that tells you when to shut up. You are the one that tells you how you ought to live and what you ought to succumb to. Now, nobody cares about how many times you was hurt. What you going to do about it?
Right. Right.
So I got to get to the place. I want you to hear me clear. I got to get to the place that I understand my greatest battle is not with people, but with myself. I can't control what people do, but I can control what I do.
Right.
Are you willing to do what needs to be done to win? In order for me to help you and get you out of that cage, are you willing to do what needs to be done to win? Are you the type of person that would rather die fighting to get out? Or would you rather run back in the cage where you believe is safe?
Right.
Listen to me. Black people don't know their true heritage, and that's one of the reasons that we act the way we act. Now, they'll tell you that in the black community, crime is this and all this other stuff. No, but that's not where we come from.
Right.
We don't come from that. We don't come from a place of killing and raping and all. I mean, we had wartime, but our custom is totally different than who we're portrayed as today.
Amen.
You need to know something about your background. If you don't know how God originally intended for you to live, you'll always be living based off the wind that's in your sail.
Amen.
And the wind that's in your sail is current. But listen to me. It doesn't matter what I'm currently going through. I got to make sure my destination never changes.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
You first got to see yourself as the man or the woman of God that God wants you to be. You have to accept the man or the woman of God God sent into your life to come rescue you out your cage. When you hear me preach and teach the word of God, then you got to get to the place that I'm not here just to hear or to see you as the pastor. I'm here to hear from you to know what God want to do in my life.
Amen.
I want to hear from you so I know what God want to change in my life.
Right.
I want you to stretch my horizons so I can see a little bit broader. Look at this. Because if you don't see yourself with more, you won't have more.
That's right.
If you don't see yourself going higher, you will go higher.
That's right.
Genesis 13 and 14. Look what it says. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him. Listen, I don't care who your blood family is. Some people you just can't stay connected to. Say amen to that. Amen. Some people you're going to have to cut off.
That's true.
Are you listening? Cutting off don't mean I don't speak to you no more.
Right. Right.
Cutting off means you're not in my circle. I don't need to tell you where I'm going. I don't need to tell you about my dream. I don't need to tell you about my promotion. I don't need to give you my testimony.
That's right.
Are you listening?
Amen.
Cutting people off means they don't have access to your destiny.
That's right.
Not access to you. You can speak to people and then everybody I speak to ain't part of my destiny.
Right. Right. That's true.
And the Lord said unto Abram after he cut off Lot, lift up now thy eyes. This is God talking to Abram. Lift up your eyes. Look from the place where thou art. Northward, southward, eastward, and westward. Come on, 15. Look at this. For all the land which you see. All the land which you see. That's what I'm going to give you.
Amen.
And to thy seed forever. Now look, not only is God going to do something in your life,
right,
but there is going to be a generational shift.
Yes. Amen.
That what God going to do in your life, you got to first off see yourself there.
Amen.
If you can't see yourself, you'll keep acting like the old you.
Amen.
The old you going to always bring you to a place that you're going to be looking at what you always wish for, but you're not willing to work to get it.
Come on now.
Are you listening?
Right.
So now, not only am I going to see it, God said He's going to give it to me. When I see myself through God's eyes, I see myself going to another level. Going to another level don't just mean me having a nicer car, because you never knew what peace was and joy was as long as you are the type of person that thinks that's what life's all about. Once you have true peace and true joy, it don't have nothing to do with the car you got.
Amen.
It don't have nothing to do with the house you live in. It has everything to do with who you are on the inside.
Amen.
How weak are you that people can so easily disrupt your peace?
Right.
People just get all just flabbergasted. I can't believe I'm leaving. Why are you leaving? Do you know, listen to me, you can do more damage by celebrating in the front of your enemy, then you can sit there crying in the car, talking about, I can't believe they said that to me. They said it to you. Now what you going to do about it?
Right.
You got to get to the place now that I got to see myself a little bit greater. The only way you're going to start seeing more is if you allow someone in your life to show you more.
That's true.
Most of you have allowed yourself to resist the people God put in your life to open up your eyes.
Amen.
You can't be jealous of who God put in your life. That's going to take you to another level. You can't be envious of somebody that's in your life, not to try to make yourself an enemy against theirs. Some people come into your life, you need to come as a student.
That's right.
Not as a friend, not as a brother, not as a sister, but as a student. Teach me what you know.
Yes.
Most of you can't receive the help you want because in your life, all you have now is competition. Always want to compete with somebody. Always trying to have the better than somebody else. It's all right that you ain't got the best car. It's all right that you don't go on these lovely vacations. That don't define who you are.
Amen.
So I got to see myself in a different light. Stop seeing yourself through materialism.
Amen.
See, when you see yourself happy through the car, there's going to be a problem.
Right.
When you see yourself happy through the house, that's going to be a problem.
Right.
If you see yourself happy when you're connected to certain people, that's going to be a problem.
That's true.
If I don't get married, I'm going to be miserable. That's a problem.
Right.
You got to see yourself happy, and that happiness got to come from a place that I know who I am in God.
Amen.
That God's going to do something awesome in my life. Not because I'm so good, not because I'm so perfect, but because God has just been good to me.
Yeah. Amen.
It's not that I'm better than you, but I'm willing to praise Him in spite of all my problems and my situation. It's not that I'm better than you, but it doesn't matter what people think about my singing. I sing unto the Lord.
Yeah.
I told y'all once before, a preacher told me, he said, Doc, you need to leave that singing to somebody else, and blah, blah, blah. I said, we sing to a different audience. You sing to entertain people. I sing because God's been good to me. I'm telling you, sometimes, listen, it's not about whether or not I can hit the note or whether or not I can hit the key, but it's all about do I say the words that's pleasing in the sight of God. If it had not been for you on my side, where would I be? If it had not been for you turning my situation around, where would I be? If it had not been for you picking me up and turning me around, where would I be? If it had not been for God looking at all the mistakes I made, looking at all the lies I told, all the fornication I committed, all the wrong things I've done, with getting to fix my life. And He said, you know, I know you're guilty, but thank God for the blood. If it had not been for the blood of Jesus, some of us would be dead and gone. If it had not been for God and His awesome merciful help, if it had not been for God looking over your life and saying you don't qualify, but your grandmother prayed for you, had you on her mind, took a little time and prayed for you. It's not you that's been good. It's your mama that cried in the midnight when you thought everything was going to go to hell. Your mama sat up on the midnight and said, God, whatever you do, look out for my child. If it had not been for God being merciful unto you, you don't deserve it, but you still gonna get it. You don't deserve it, but God gonna still give it to you. Why? Because God is God, and beside Him there is no other. Clap your hands and tell thank you. Listen, the Bible said in all things give Him thanks. Not for everything, but in all things. So when I'm going through hard times, I tell Him thank you. People don't understand why I'm telling them thank you. I'm telling them thank you because I understand that even though today may not be good, today the clouds may hang low, tomorrow I got another opportunity to represent my God. Tell Him thank you because even though your money ain't right now, God is a God that'll turn things that meant to destroy you and elevate you to another level. God is a God that'll look at all the things that the devil has tried to set you up with, trying to make you fall, trying to make you weak, and say, give me your weakness, and I'll give you strength. Give me your sadness, I'll give you joy. That's why people don't know me. So there for your girls until you die. This is a generational shift in my life. I'm telling you, what the devil meant for evil, God will turn to my good. Oh my God. And where do I go from here? I go to a place. I got to leave the land of misery. And then when people are coming for me, start tugging them on. When people are coming, I can't resist it. I can't keep saying no. No, I've been through too much. No, my mama wasn't there. No, I'm hurting and I'm bleeding. What I got to do, I got to come from this place of misery. And I got to dance over. You ain't got to make me. I want to go over there. I want to get to a place that even though the fire is burning, I still got to jump and tell him thank you. People have talked about me, ran me down, but I still got to jump. Why? The Bible said, if you want joy, you got to live for it. If you want your joy, you got to step over your problem. Every time the devil set up obstacles, wanting to stop you from being great. You can't get around. You can't seem to get around this. My past prevent my future. What people know about me may be true, but because God is on my side, I can't go around. I got to go over. People say you can't do it. Then your pastor come along. First you need to see what God want to do. Then God put people in your life that'll help you along. Help you get up. I got to fight. My plan is bad. I can't make it. But God on my side. I've never been here before. So I look a little wobbly. But I'm gonna overcome. Yes, I am. And no matter what the devil may say, I'm gonna make it. I don't care how many tears I cry. I'm gonna make it. Say it. Should have killed me when you had the chance. Listen to me. People, God gonna put people in your life. You ain't gonna fail. You ain't gonna fail. People that don't need to be told to help you coming to your rescue. Because I didn't tell Pop to come here, but he saw where I was. Somebody see where you're going, and they want you to win. Somebody see where you're headed, and they want you to be a success. Don't worry about where you at. You better know where God want to take you. I'm going up higher, higher, higher in the Lord. Say it, say it. Listen to me. Right where you are. I don't care where you are financially. I don't care where you are in relationships. I don't care where you are. I'm going to pray. When I pray, those chains that have been on your life is going to break.